Hello, this is Crazy here, and today I'm going to be finishing up my build on the doghouse and also talking about my love for physical media here that I've kind of discovered as of lately. Now, obviously, there's been debates about physical media and all that good stuff. Like with GTA 6 and having a physical copy immediately, all that stuff. But when I talk about physical media, obviously I'm talking about this because this is cool, whatever. You know, that's all well and good. However, when I talk about physical media, I'm also talking about stuff like VHS tapes. And I found I do have a love for VHS tapes. Now, they do scare me a little bit because I bought a VHS player from this place locally. And, it worked great. It worked fine until it decided to start eating tapes. And when it happened to eat tapes, it began eating a special edition Star Wars tape that it chose to start eating there. And it ended up being fine, luckily. And this was my first time watching Star Wars, by the way. So you know, that's a cool fact. Also, just plays wrong thing. But yeah, so I do like VHS, even though they scare me. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, I bought this VHS player VCR, and like I said, it was working great. And then it decided to start eating tapes, which was very interesting. The first one I did too was actually SpongeBob, and it was the one that had like Band Geeks and the Alaskan Bullworm and all that. So that was a really good episode of SpongeBob. It also wasn't my VHS tape; it was my girlfriend's. So that was a little bit concerning. Anyways, but yeah, no, VHS tapes are awesome. I don't even know how else, like I love them so much. And I didn't think I ever would. Like my girlfriend really introduced me to actually watching stuff on them. Obviously, I knew they existed. I wasn't like, dumb or anything. I knew I knew they existed, but I didn't know how much I would like them and how interested I was in them. I guess if that makes sense. Now, obviously, they don't make it anymore. So once you get one, you have a limited amount that's in the world, obviously. Um, but yeah, I just been very fun. Obviously, I got Star Wars. I found that one at Goodwill. By the way, not all Goodwills have a VHS. As a matter of fact, our local one ended up actually taking it out recently. But we found a nice thrift store that also sold them, so that's nice. But yeah, that's where I got the special edition Star Wars one. Was from local Goodwill, and you know they're really fun, and I reckon because they're also pretty cheap. I mean, I can look on eBay. You can find most of them for $4. The VCRs are expensive though, I will say. If you're looking to get into it, VCRs very, very expensive. Like I couldn't even imagine. I'm gonna go sleep. I found a deal on one though for $50. So that was nice. So I can get one that actually worked because I can't use my girlfriend's anymore. The one I tried to buy, I need to return because it broke. Well, it didn't break. The video works, display works great. It just kept breaking. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I've talked about how I love it, but I didn't really talk about why. And I think one of the reasons is one of the reasons my especially my attraction to VHSs in particular. We'll start with that. Was kind of just like for starters, obviously the allure that they don't get made anymore, right? I mean, I'm sure you can make have custom made ones still made, but like they don't really mass make them anymore. So that's pretty interesting, and also like I just think it's very interesting the technology behind it on how they made it work. Because like DVDs and VHS both like the technology is very interesting in how they made them work. You know, and I really really it's just they really really intrigue me. And I will say it's nothing like watching it. It does have a certain feel to it that you really can't get most of the times, which is pretty sweet. I do say so myself. But like, it just that's one of the reasons, and because obviously they're not available anymore, which is pretty cool. And obviously you got some really good movies from back then. There's some good classic movies you can get on VHS. One of the ones we found at the local place was actually Jurassic Park, the original, which amazing. I built this wrong. Which amazing film there. Love me some Jurassic Park. But also now I'm gonna switch over to the other physical media, which would be DVDs. Now, I don't really the movies as such not as much as appeal to me. I will say I have movies on DVD, obviously. Now the video games do, and that is mainly like Xbox 360 games, like what I'm playing now. Now, ironically, Minecraft's not a physical copy because I just when I got this Xbox, it just happened to already have Minecraft on it, which is pretty funny because obviously I love physical media. But like recently, if you are interested in getting involved in like physical media, like for game wise, like 360, even older stuff. Ironically, GameStop's so great at doing that. Not even gonna lie, like GameStop is amazing at. Now, I will say, I have had some issues with GameStop as far as like shipping goes before. One of it, including this most recent one, I went to go buy Battlefield Bad Company 1, 2, and then NCAA Football 11. And they sent me 2 copies of Battlefield Bad Company 2. But they did reimburse me. They are sending me the new stuff, which is, again, pretty sweet. And, shout out to GameStop for doing that. And every time I had an issue with GameStop, they've always been willing to step up. So, if you want to get into, like, older retro games, I recommend it. I don't know about new games, I mean, they sell them at the same price. Everyone else doesn't really get the benefit. But, like, for a 360 game, it's legit. It's $4 for most. And, like, if you have one that's not as common, they'll charge you $20, which isn't bad at all. But yeah, I bought Battlefield Bad Company, looking to get into obviously Call of Duty as well, Modern Warfare, because that's pretty cool, and those games are really good. And I got some other ones. Obviously, you gotta get want to get Portal 2 on there, and the games like that, and some other ones like I've heard good things about this one called Gun. But that one's the one that's $20 because I guess it's not as common, which is fine. No problem with that at all. But yeah, I have a bunch of 360 games I want to get, and I adore Xbox 360. And I adore the games on it, and I adore VHS. I won't even lie. I really do recommend it. I mean, if maybe someone has a VCR, they can let you use. Like, I'm not saying you have to buy it, invest in it, or anything like that. But I will say it is a very cool just experience in general. I mean, obviously, a lot of people grew up on VHSs. I didn't really. Like, I know my parents had them, but at that point, we were really just watching DVDs. So, but still, even now, I love them. And, obviously not very popular anymore. It's unlike like vinyl records, which are really cool too. But vinyl records, of course, they've made a comeback. Whereas VHS tapes, I don't think have, and I think VHS will ever come back in relevancy. The same way like game physical media is kind of fizzling out. Unfortunately, I feel like that's going to be the same with same thing with VHS. I don't think VHS obviously it has fizzled out. I don't think it's gonna come back like vinyl records. Which I do understand, because, I mean, VHSs do, like, the VCRs do break, and I think it's because they are a very, very, that's what's interesting, because they are a very complicated way of, like, actually transporting, like, video and stuff, which is pretty, it's one of the allures to it for me. But I also see why they change it, because, it's not really the most efficient way, of course, to do it. And I get that, I understand that. But it's still very, very interesting to me. So that'll be, so then this should be, I'm going to have to get back up there and fix this. But yeah, no, that is kind of, that's like the allure of VHS. And I know it kind of sounds like I'm rambling here, but kind of just me throwing out my thoughts on it, kind of at the thing here. Because, I enjoy it so much and all that. It's very enjoyable to me. So yeah, it's kind of I love me some physical media, of course, and I think physical media is great. And that's kind of what I have to say on the topic. So for now, I think I'm going to call it here. And I will say, I know it's been a little out of it, but I will be coming out. There should be a video Saturday. I should have it out. It should be more polished video than this, I swear. But for now, this has been Craze, and now I am signing out.